Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Cochran, the Medical Director for Hospice of the Valleys. For over 40 years, we've been a trusted nonprofit hospice in the community. Out of over 1,200 hospice programs across California, Hospice of the Valleys is one of only 4 agencies to have earned a 5-star rating from the families we serve. Many people believe hospice care is for a person's final days, but once someone is no longer seeking curative treatment, Hospice of the Valleys can provide clinical care, education, and emotional support for the patient and their family in the comfort of their own home.
Making the decision to put your loved one on hospice care is a tough decision to make because in one way you feel like you're giving up hope and you're giving up on them, but you have to know deep down in your heart that you're not, and this is just the next step.
Misha's mother was diagnosed with terminal cancer. She was unsure of the right time to call Hospice of the Valleys. Neither was Mark, whose wife was terminally ill with cancer.
Well, obviously, when you go into a hospice situation, it is very difficult and you don't really know what to expect, especially if it's your first time into hospice. One of the things that I did not do so well is to bring hospice into my home sooner than later.
Our goal is to meet your goals. We don't have our own agenda. We want to meet the patient, the family's goals of care. We want to promote comfort, and we really want you to feel like you're supported always. And we do whatever it takes to do that.
If you're wondering if hospice is right for you, we're here to help and answer any questions you may have. We provide a dedicated team consisting of doctors, nurses, home health aides, social workers, and spiritual care staff that are highly trained and experienced. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's so amazing to me when we have time with a family and we're able to develop a relationship with them, with the patient, and help customize this end-of-life journey for them. You know, it's an honor and a privilege to do it, so I would encourage people to call.
And one of the things that I loved about the care team that came and met with us is that we weren't pushed into making any decision. We were given information about how hospice works, the process, and when is the right time. Later on, it became very clear to my husband and I that treatment was just not going to be beneficial for her, and it was actually reducing her quality of life, and it was very obvious that we needed to then switch her over to hospice care, and it was the hardest and the easiest decision we ever had to make in our lives. And Hospice of the Valleys was phenomenal.
But with Hospice of the Valleys, they showed up and immediately you felt this warmth from them. You felt that they cared and you really felt that they were going to help you.
Both Misha and Mark say Hospice of the Valleys went above and beyond, providing clinical care and support to both the patient and family, always treating both with dignity and respect.
Well, it was 2:30 in the morning and my wife was in severe pain and I could not get it under control. It was a nightmare. And I called Hospice of the Valleys and I didn't want to. It was, that early in the morning, I didn't want to bother anyone, but I needed help. I really needed help. And within, I think it was 20 minutes, a nurse from Hospice of the Valleys was in my home helping me control my wife's pain.
Being able to allow me as her daughter and the only child to be able to be her daughter in those moments and not be caretaker was extremely important to me. It allowed my mom to have some dignity back because they were now taking care of bathing her, cleaning her, and things that I and my husband previously had to do, which as a parent, none of us want our children to be in that role.
As a nonprofit hospice, we will care for anyone who needs hospice, regardless of their ability to pay. There are no out-of-pocket costs for the families, and they never will receive a bill for our services. Each and every patient that needs our care gets our care, whether they have money or not. Our team doesn't have to worry whether the patients have insurance. They treat each and every patient and each and every family the same. They give them the very best care and the very best of resources. And even after your loved one passes, we are there to provide bereavement support
After my wife passed away, I got a call from Hospice of the Valleys, and they said, "How are you?" And you know, when you're grieving and you're in a tough spot, and this organization who has been caring for your family and helping you, they call you and they say, "How are you?" It's very meaningful, and it meant a lot to me that they cared, and they met with me after my wife passed away, and they were always there for me.
When I made that call to Hospice of the Valleys, what brought me so much comfort was knowing that I was no longer alone in this process, and that they were going to be there with me and helping me and my husband and our children get through this. And I am forever indebted to Hospice of the Valleys for everything they did for us and for my mom, and for the love that they showed all of us during that time.
When it comes to end-of-life care, you want the very best for your loved ones. Choose Hospice of the Valleys. Our compassionate team of experts provide support for both patients and families. It's a place where comfort and quality come together. Give your loved ones the dignity and respect they deserve. Choose Hospice of the Valleys. Please call us with any questions you may have. We're here to help.